All right, everybody. Yeah, look at that crazy freaking sunset. This is going to be a good one. Maybe I'll do it over here. Maybe I'll do it like at a table. What do you think? Do it over here. Bring this chair over here. I really enjoyed telling the story yesterday about how I met President George Bush. And I'm going to tell another story tonight. And tonight's story is going to be about Fantastic Frank Johnson. Yeah, Fantastic Frank. Fantastic Frank. That's the name of tonight's story. Fantastic Frank. Fantastic Frank has truly changed my whole life. You know how people, they say to you, how you doing? And usually you just say, I'm doing okay, or pretty good. Well, after this, you're never going to say I'm doing okay again. Now, I started teaching Celebrity Launchpad TV training programs back in 2013. And I'm pretty sure, one of my very first participants was this woman named, what was her name? Dave is her husband. Her husband's name is Dave. Yeah. Hey, Allie. What was the name of the woman who referred Fantastic Frank? We were just looking at her the other day online, and I just can't think of her name. You know, she's a speaker. Her husband's name is Dave. She came to Celebrity Launchpad #1. Any idea? She just moved to, like, Malibu, right? Tracy Repchuk. Thank you. All right. This woman, Tracy Repchuk, comes to Celebrity Launchpad, and she did amazing at Celebrity Launchpad #1. I don't even know how I found her. I don't know where, but she did great. She was one of the hardest working people I've ever seen at Celebrity Launchpad. Like, here's how it works at Celebrity Launchpad. I have a big boardroom table, and hopefully the sun's gonna come through the clouds so you get something here. I have a big boardroom table, and everybody sits around the table, and I bring in my friends who are TV producers, and each one of them gets an hour to take pitches from the different students. And usually the students are like chit-chatting or, I don't know, rehearsing, whatever they're doing. Tracy Repchuk, all she did was, I'm gonna add her on here because I'm like, well, that's inviting friends to watch. All Tracy Repchuk did was sit at the table and customize her pitch for the next producer. See, I have different cities from around the country who send producers to take pitches to book my students on their shows. And one of the techniques that I encourage people to use is to customize your pitch for each different city. That's called a local hook. Make it local for the local TV show in each different city. And Tracy Repchuk, man, she sat at that table the whole weekend customizing every pitch for the next producer. And it worked. It worked great. She booked a lot of TV appearances, like 12, something like that. One of them, she went on in Chicago and she got over 600 leads who opted in for her free gift in Chicago. She did really great. And next thing I know, I get a call from Tracy Repchuk, and she went on all these different shows and she had a great experience. Next thing I know, I get a call from Tracy Repchuk, and she goes, "Hey Clint, I'm going to be referring you one of my clients. His name is Fantastic Frank, and he's a motivational speaker. And I really believe in him a lot, and I'd really love it if you could help him and expect his call." And I'm like, okay, cool. Shortly after that, I get a call from Fantastic Frank. And I answer my phone like I always do. "Hello, this is Clint." And he goes, "Hi, Clint. My name is Fantastic Frank. I was referred to you by one of my mentors, Tracy Repchuk." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Frank. I was expecting your call. It's great to hear from you." And then he goes, "Clint, Tracy said that you could guarantee that I could get on TV." And I said, "Well, Frank, I do guarantee if I accept you into Celebrity Launchpad that you will book yourself on at least," at that time the guarantee was 2. Since we've done 45 Celebrity Launchpads, and since that time I've raised the guarantee up to 3, but at that time it was 2. I said, "Yes, Frank, if you do what I tell you to do, I guarantee that you will book yourself on at least 2 TV appearances, or I will give you all your money back plus $500. We've raised the guarantee. It's now 3 guaranteed bookings or $1,000 back, because we've had 45 successful Celebrity Launchpads. And in any case, we were just starting out at that time. And when I first told my wife, I'm like, "Listen, Allie, I think we need to guarantee people that they're going to book themselves on shows or else to get their money back plus." And she's like, "What, are you crazy? How are you going to guarantee that they're going to book themselves on shows? What if they're terrible? What if they suck?" I'm like, "I'm not going to let them suck. I'm going to make sure that they do great." And thank God. I mean, especially in the beginning, we had a couple of like scary ones, where we were scared that people were going to suck. But somehow people come to Celebrity Launchpad and it raises their game. And when they're in front of real ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox TV news and talk show producers, they level up and they end up doing great on these shows. So I said, "Yeah, Frank, I guarantee that if you do what I tell you to do, you will book yourself on at least 2 shows, or I will give you all your money back plus $500. He goes, "Well, Clint, are you sure you could guarantee it for me? Because I have worked with a lot of people." And listen, some of you are going to be reacting negatively to the way I'm impersonating Fantastic Frank. But I guarantee you, this is exactly what Fantastic Frank sounds like, okay? I'm not making fun of him. I am just doing my impersonation of Fantastic Frank. And anybody who knows me knows I'm really good at doing celebrity impersonations. And Fantastic Frank is a celebrity. So I do a great impersonation. I said, "Listen, Frank, I'm going to give you a script. Can you memorize the script?" "Well, Clint, I had a traumatic brain injury 33 years ago. I was trapped in a fire, carried out in a body bag, and today I don't have such a good memory." And I said, "Well, if I give you like different objects, can that help to trigger your memories?" She's like, I'm not sure. I'm like, "Listen, Frank, I really want to help you. And if you do what I tell you and you give it your best effort, I'm sure that the TV producers are going to love you, and I'm sure that you're going to get on TV." Boom. He goes, okay, Clint, because, you know, I would like to trust you and to believe in someone, but I have had a lot of people who took a lot of money from me and gave me nothing. And I'm like, really? Who's that? He goes, and he mentions the person's name. He goes, he took $10,000 from me, and all he did was he picked me up at the airport in his Rolls Royce and talked to me for one day. That's all he did for me. I didn't get anything from him. I'm like, wow, I'm really sorry about that. Then he mentioned some other coach who I had also taken their seminar. And he said that he had worked with that other coach. And I knew that other coach. And I'm like, look, Frank, I know that other coach that you're talking about. I know the one with the Rolls Royce. And I know that what I deliver is different. And what I deliver is the real thing. And if you do what I tell you, I guarantee that you will book yourself on shows, or I'll give you all your money back plus $500. Okay, great. I created a segment for television with Fantastic Frank over the phone. I wanted to have him prepared in advance. And I came up with different props for him. Like, for example, Fantastic Frank's segment was all about how people could deal with disabilities, right? How to not be disabled, but rather to be differently abled, the way Fantastic Frank is. He's the world's first differently abled motivational speaker and coach. And one of his props, for example, was his handicap placard that he has in his car. He can drive, but despite his traumatic brain injury, he had to relearn everything. He relearned how to drive. The only problem is, if he drives someplace and he does not park right in front of where he's driven, then he forgets where he parked his car. So it's very important for him to be able to park in a handicapped spot right in front of where he's going. So one of his props was a handicap placard, right? And he's like, he brought all these props with him, and with the help of these visual aids, he was able to remember his segment, because one of the tricks that I teach at Celebrity Launchpad is you have all of your props next to you or in front of you on the table, and you know that, hey, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the glass, okay? First thing I want to talk about is the glass. Then the next prop is the watch. I want to talk about the watch next. And the prop after that, the next prop is the key. And you know what you're going to say. Basically, I don't need you to say word for word, memorized rote, but you need to just be able to talk about the glass and then the watch and then the key. That's how it works. That's how it's good. And with the help of these props as visual aids, Fantastic Frank was able to book himself on 13 TV appearances, including Chicago and Los Angeles. Okay? Fantastic Frank, you can look for his testimonials on GuaranteedCelebrity.com. Fantastic Frank has never gotten results as great as what he got when he came to Celebrity Launchpad. And as a result of that, Fantastic Frank decided to invest in continuing coaching from me. And we have different levels of coaching, and he enrolled into my platinum coaching. What does that mean? Well, at the time, I had the platinum coaching program, and if you were a platinum coach, like, it was such a stupidly cheap upgrade. It was like $3,600 at the time. And if you were platinum coaching, you could have me come with you to one of your TV appearances. Fantastic Frank got booked in Los Angeles. And Fantastic Frank came to do the TV appearance, and Allie and I invited him to stay at our house. We had a big house in those days, up in the hills. And he had his own bedroom suite, and he had his own bathroom, and my office was on the same floor. The layout was a Spanish house built for Allie. I didn't really like Spanish style house. I respect Spanish style houses as an architectural style. I know a lot of people like them. I'm not really a fan. Like if I had my choice, I wouldn't choose to live in a Spanish style house. I would choose modern, contemporary. But we built at that time 2 homes on the same street, one across the street from the other. One was a modern house, 1818, and the other one was the Spanish one, 1811. And Allie and I had sold the modern house after the crash. Like, we barely got out with some money profit from that modern house, and then we moved into the Spanish style across the street, where we lived for 5 years. And that's a whole nother story, which I'll tell another time. But Fantastic Frank comes and visits us, and we wake up early because I'm going to take him to his appearance with Fox Los Angeles. And I'm sitting in my office, probably naked, at my desk, doing some work in the morning. And next thing I know, I hear Fantastic Frank walk into the bathroom, turn on the shower, and he gets in the shower. And next thing I hear is, "Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I am a leader. I am a force for good. Step up, step up." Right? Now, anybody who's done any kind of Tony Robbins work, you know that that's a Tony Robbins chant that he encourages everybody to do. And Fantastic Frank was a graduate of Unleash the Power Within, where you walk on fire. So was I. I recently had the great privilege, just a couple weekends ago, of hosting Tony Robbins' 60th birthday party in Los Angeles, which cost me a lot of money that I had to donate to his charity. I was happy to do it. I'm happy to be able to do it. But like I did Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within way back in 2001. Way back. And I've known a lot of people who've done Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within. But I'll tell you what, I have only met one person in my whole life who every day gets up, does the chant, "Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I am a force for good. I am a leader. Step up, step up." And he's in the bathroom, in the shower, screaming this at the top of his lungs. And I'm sitting there listening, and I'm like, holy shit, Fantastic Frank actually, like, he does this every day. And he gets out of the shower, and I'm like, "Frank, do you do the Tony Robbins, I am the voice, like, chant every single day?" He's like, "Yes, Clint, I love Tony. I love doing that." The guy is one of the hardest working people that I know, and deserves every single thing that he has in this world. Because after he was in that fire, he lost his wife. He lost his life. He lost his livelihood. He's been living on disability for all these years, and he had to relearn everything to get what he wanted. And I took him to his appearance with Fox Los Angeles. And I teach about it. Like, you know, one of the things I love is when my students, like, look, there's a lot of difference between me and a lot of coaches, all right? A lot of coaches, they teach a syllabus. I don't teach a syllabus. I teach what I actually do. I teach what's actually working. Celebrity Launchpad, you come to Celebrity Launchpad, I'm going to teach you what's working right now, what's been working for the last 7 years, and what continues to work today. And one of the things I'm going to teach you is about Fantastic Frank, and about making your dreams come true, and about how if you get on Fox Los Angeles, you're going to take your life to a whole new level. You're going to make stuff happen in your life that you can't otherwise make happen. And I show you the picture of Fantastic Frank. I took a frame grab from his appearance on Fox Los Angeles, and that's what it looks like to make your dreams come true, to be living in your purpose like Fantastic Frank is and does all the time. Now, one time And I love teaching my students with the materials that I have put together from others of my students. And the Fantastic Frank frame grab is one of the great ones. We watch his segment, we watch a lot of it. In any case, fast forward a few years, and I was sponsoring at a conference in Tennessee. And, you know, part of my whole physical fitness regime is that I walk and get 10,000 steps every day. I use my phone, it counts the steps, and a lot of times I have to just, instead of taking an Uber, I have to walk because I need to get my 10,000 steps. And one day, this is about 2 years ago, my phone rings and I see it's caller ID is Fantastic Frank. And of course I answer the phone and I'm like, hey, this is Clint. And he goes, hi, Clint, this is Fantastic Frank. How are you? And I go, I'm good. I'm pretty good, Frank. He goes, oh, Clint, you are pretty good? Come on, Clint. You're Clint Arthur. You're not pretty good. You are fantastic. You see what I'm saying? I mean, here's a guy he came to me as a student. And I gave him everything he paid me to give him and more. But what he has given me is so much more. This is one of the things that I love the most about being a mentor and a coach, is that I am so privileged to work with the smartest freaking people in the world, the greatest people in the world, the nicest people in the world, people who are world changers. My celebrity friends. I transform experts into celebrities. I make them celebrities. My celebrity friends are the best freaking people in the world. And I'm constantly having my life up-leveled just by serving. And I'm eternally indebted to Fantastic Frank because I'm never okay. I'm never doing good. I'm never getting by. I'm never anything less than fantastic. Thank you, Frank. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed Sunset Stories as much as I do, I will see you here tomorrow night. Just take a look. What time is the sun setting tomorrow in Acapulco, Mexico? Tune in 15-20 minutes before then. Check it out. I'll be on my Facebook page, personal profile. And I'll see you tomorrow for some more Sunset Stories. Good night, everybody.